Hello everyone, Scare Skeleton Raptor here, bringing to you part 2 of a reaction to top 10 most evil kids in history. I've already gone through 10 through 6, and the cases are really disturbing, and this really brings up the whole theory of nature versus nurture and how it really affects both the adult justice system and the juvenile justice system. So and as you've noticed, I had to do a lot of playing and pausing just because the video is from WatchMojo.com, and a big brand, a big name, and the chances of getting a copyright strike is extremely likely. So I have to do it, and just have to do what I can to make sure that I don't get a copyright strike. So pretty much a lot of playing and pausing, which is really the first time that I'm doing particularly. It is a request by Marissa May, where she wants me to react to this video, and so I've done a couple of reactions where as soon as I uploaded the video it was taken down just because of copyright issues. So and there are other videos on my channel where I had to mute the music out of the video just because it's also copyright. So if you see any of my videos where there's music involved and you don't hear the songs, it's because I had to edit them out and edit the sound out, so just so I don't get a strike. So anyways, let's just continue with top 10 most evil kids in history, numbers 5 through 1. Number 5, as we see, is Brenda Spencer, and I'm not trying to be funny, but this is what Jeffrey Dahmer would look like if he was born a girl. The resemblance is definitely uncanny, aside from the glasses, but I kind of see with maybe the eyes, maybe the face, maybe the cheekbones, maybe the hair color. But anyways, let's get right into it. 3, 2, 1. Hope I don't get a copyright strike.
Brenda Spencer. Not liking Mondays doesn't seem like a valid reason for murder. Yet this is supposedly the excuse 16-year-old Brenda Ann Spencer
16?
gave for committing a school shooting.
School shooting. Oh my goodness. I won't be it happens almost instantaneously, and it is really rough, and I'm not trying to go farther into this just because it's something that I try not to, but particularly with today's hotly tested debates of trying to keep our students safe from potential school shootings, and preventing such heinous criminal acts like Parkland or Columbine or Sandy Hook. I mean, that's the fact that a 16-year-old girl would go that far, it is tough. And bring up again with the whole nature versus nurture. I feel like it could go either way. It depends on the environment, which I've said in the part 1 of this video. Of it, depending on the environment and how the family was raised, and if there are any rules and guidelines that that young children have to learn, set up by their parents. But it's just tragic.
January 29th, 1979, Ms. Spencer fired 30 rounds of ammunition at Cleveland Elementary School. The shots killed the school's principal and a custodian, while leaving 8 children and a police officer injured. Upon
wow, 1979. Man. I think I might have read that once before, but yeah, fact, 1979, it's just tragic. I'm not sure if this was the exact elementary school that she went to, or cause I didn't really read in depth with what school she went to and what triggered it, but it's just messed up.
Surrendering to the police, Brenda pled guilty to 2 counts of murder and assault with a weapon, earning her a sentence of 25 years to life.
This is the type of case where, in our view, she should never be released from prison. She should spend the rest of her entire life in prison for what she's done.
Number 4, John Venables and Robert Thompson.
Okay. Yeah, I've not heard this one either. But jeez, just from that mugshot photo, he looks young. I kind of want to say he looks around maybe 12, maybe 13, but I might be wrong.
Who did?
Robbie.
Why did he throw bricks at her?
Back in 1993, a 2-year-old Liverpool boy was kidnapped, brutally tortured, and left on train tracks to be bisected. The culprits were John Venables and Robert Thompson, a pair of students who happened to be cutting class that day, and who happened to be no older than 10 years of age.
Oh my god. 10? No older than 10? Wow. Oh. That is gut-wrenching. My goodness. I have to be honest, I don't even think, I can't really remember what case, after one of my hobbies, I would watch a lot of crime TV, whether it's anything on HLN or Oxygen or Discovery Plus, which I've just recently getting myself into, but I guess negative peer pressure, since because both of them cut school. I mean, this is why students, you must stay in school and don't get involved in the juvenile system. It's because if you do go to juvenile system, the chances of being in the adult justice system, the chances are not very good.
The public was shocked when Venables and Thompson were brought to trial and given a minimum of 8 years in detention before being released under heavy restriction.
Again, this is just my opinion of for juveniles who would to commit murder. I feel like that after the juvenile detention, I feel like they should be either be analyzed through the mental institution or go straight to the adult system. Because murder, I mean, there's no way anyone could try to defend that.
We're still not sure how we feel about the whole ordeal. Number 3, Jesse Pomeroy.
That name is not familiar either. I feel like most of these, the majority of them I'm not really familiar with. The Brenda Spencer case, I'm sort of familiar, but only just a short, brief summary of it. But anyways, let's continue.
In March of 1874, 10-year-old Katie Curran...
1874, okay, that I do not expect. That's a long time. Wow.
Went missing in South Boston. A month later, the body of 4-year-old Horace Millen turned up in a marsh. A
4-year-old victim? Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
Authorities turned their gaze to Jesse Pomeroy, a local teenager previously convicted of brutally attacking other kids. Convicted by the end of the year for murdering Curran, Pomeroy went down in history as the youngest person ever charged with first-degree murder in Massachusetts. He would spend the remainder of his life in solitary confinement before passing away in 1932.
Wow. Yeah, that is brutal.
Number 2, Mary Bell.
Another girl? Jeez. But then again, I'm not really surprised. I know that when the Slender Man case was when it first hit the news, I was shocked. Yeah, it devastated me, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's number 1 on the list.
Is her eyes. She's got very, very distinctive blue eyes, very attractive blue eyes, I suppose, but they are very distinctive and they can fix you with a stare.
Hard lives make for hardened people, but this seems extreme. Over the summer of 1968, police in the Scotswood area of England's Newcastle upon Tyne investigated
London.
the separate murder of 2 toddlers, each killed via strangulation. By
What?
August, local child Mary Bell and her friend Norma Joyce Bell were charged with both murders, though the ruling was ultimately manslaughter, while Bell's
Manslaughter. Okay. On one episode of one show that I've watched, in order to kill someone with manual strangulation, it takes a very long time to cut off the oxygen supply. 4 minutes, I think, that was the time to take to manually strangle someone. 4 minutes, that's a long time, and to downgrade that to manslaughter, it's ridiculous, in my opinion.
Bell's friend was acquitted. Bell herself would spend 12 years in prison based on diminished responsibility.
She had some...
Wait a minute, her accomplice was acquitted? Oh, wow. When there were 2 involved and one of them gets acquitted, where's the justice in that?
certain things that one felt were missing in her emotions. That was my impression.
It was ruled that Mary had symptoms of psychopathy and posed an uncontrollable threat to children. Given the circumstances, that doesn't seem like a bad call.
She'd come out of it as a very balanced, sensible person. and has sorted out a life with some ups and downs in it, and I think has become a very good citizen.
Before we
Yeah, I mean, with mental health, it should also be taken into account for when it comes to both the adult justice system and the juvenile justice system. I feel like it is mandatory to have mental institutions, and just to instead of just have prison. It almost, like, I don't want to say it kind of reminds me of, but another case that pops up, even though she's older, but Eileen Wuornos, like, there was speculation that she does have mental illness, and which it's possible, but I feel like those who are deemed to have any mental illness, they should be evaluated. They should be given care, but yet be kept separated from the rest of the community, and just try to get the help that they need.
unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
I wasn't thinking that I wasn't like mad at them or anything
Erin Caffey.
like that. I feel like it just happened.
If I knew then what I know now,
I don't know if that was a Slender Man.
Laurie
Tackett.
Stopped everything from happening, and I would have never let Shane
Geez,
take
so
that.
many
Shirley
girls.
writes in a journal.
Cindy Collier,
"We killed an old
Shirley
lady
Wolf.
today, and it was fun."
Number one.
Okay, not surprised, but then again, as far as I remember, Eric Harris, I believe he was 18 years old, so he would not be considered as, I wouldn't really put him on the list, but Dylan Klebold, yeah, he was 17, but, and I know it's been 22 years ever since it happened, and Columbine is still always in our thoughts, and it's always going to be brought in discussions. So, but Eric Harris, I'm not sure of, because he was 18 at the time. But Dylan Klebold, yeah, he was 17. So, and that just researching Columbine and the tragedy, it's unbearable.
Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold.
I also watched the 0 Hour episode.
We've seen more than a few school shootings in history, such as those perpetrated by Mitchell Johnson and Andrew Golden, Jamie Rouse, Kip Kinkle, and Barry Lukaitis. But the one orchestrated by these two is by far the most traumatizing. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, a pair of troubled teens from Columbine, Colorado, began preparations in 1999 to lash out against society. The duo marched into Columbine High School on April 20th, carrying homemade bombs and various firearms, proceeding to kill 13 people and injure 24. To top it off, Harris and Klebold simultaneously committed suicide as police entered the school, ensuring that the pair could not be brought to justice.
These two kids did not come out of their mother's womb hating. What happened from the time they were born to the time that they carried out this
deep?
I mean, it's beyond comprehension. I read on one of the reports where I think what Eric, or or Dylan or both of them that they've encountered bullying from when they were in their first year in Columbine, but I'm not sure. But I mean, bullying is not okay, and violence is not okay. A lot of families have been infected by this, and the fact that 22 years have passed, it's still a dark reminder of that the threat is still there. The pain does not go away. It's a tragedy. It really is.
You agree with our list? What sinister kids gave you goosebumps? For more emotionally charged top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
How did you get the knowledge to outsmart the police?
Watching television, believe it or not.
Jeez. Well, anyways, that was top 10 most evil kids in history, 5 through 1. Yeah, I'm surprised that the Slender Man case was not in it, or if it is, was mentioned as the dishonorable mentions. But yeah, that really sticks out to me. But yeah, all these cases, they're really disturbing, and they're sad to read. Even to this day, particularly that one case all the way back from the late 1800s. It's unbelievable, and at the end of the day, children are the future, and really it's the parents. On one hand, it's the parents for not raising the children in a stable environment. On the other hand, some of the kids themselves, they have to know what is right and what is wrong. And particularly that most of the cases here, they were over 13. So it's just inexcusable. It is a tragedy, and and I fear that that it's going to continue to happen, and I mean, it's unbelievable. Even after just watching this, there are a couple of cases where I've watched from other TV shows where juveniles are committing these heinous acts, and it's unbearable. It's too much. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You know the drill. Please like, please subscribe. If you guys have requests, comment down below. Kids, stay in school. Always listen to your parents. Follow the rules. Bullying is never allowed. Violence is never the solution. See you guys in my next reaction. Peace.